Alright folks, today we're gonna take a look at the top 20 strongest armies in the world. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Number 20. Canada. Canada's budget is $15.7 billion and they have an active frontline personnel of 92,000. They have 181 tanks, 420 aircraft, and only 4 submarines. However, Canada ranks low due to their small number of active personnel, lack of aircraft carriers and attack helicopters, and few tanks and submarines. Despite this, Canada is still participating in American operations in Afghanistan and Iraq and is a member of the NATO military alliance. Number 19. Indonesia. Indonesia's military budget is $6.9 billion and they have an active frontline personnel of 476,000. They have 468 tanks, 405 aircraft, and only 2 submarines. Indonesia ranks higher than Canada due to their high number of active personnel and relatively large number of tanks. However, the military suffers from a lack of aircraft carriers and aircraft, as well as a minimal number of submarines. Number 18. Germany. The military budget of Germany is $40.2 billion and they have an active frontline personnel of 179,046. They have 408 tanks, 663 aircraft, and only 4 submarines. However, the German military ranks low on the list due to a lack of projection platforms. Germany does not have an aircraft carrier and has relatively few submarines, which according to Credit Suisse's methodology, lowers their ranking. Number 17. Poland. Poland's military budget is $9.4 billion and they have an active frontline personnel of 120,000. They have 1,009 tanks, 467 aircraft, and 5 submarines. Poland ranks higher on the list than Germany due to a larger number of tanks and a more advanced submarine fleet. Poland has also significantly increased its military spending in response to Russia's annexation of Crimea and the ongoing Ukrainian crisis. Number 16. Thailand. The military budget of Thailand is $5.39 billion and they have an active frontline personnel of 306,000. They have 722 tanks, 573 aircraft, but no submarines. The Thai military currently controls the country following a coup in May 2014. The military is a major player in maintaining Thai unity, and Thailand receives strong ratings from Credit Suisse for the number of active personnel, number of tanks, and possession of an aircraft carrier. Thailand also scores points for having an aircraft carrier, although they do not have an aircraft carrier fleet to complement the vessel. Number 15. Australia. So, the budget is $26.1 billion, and they've got 58,000 frontline personnel, 59 tanks, 408 aircraft, and 6 submarines. The Australian Army is pretty small. They've got the lowest score for the number of active employees and tanks. They also get a pretty low score for the number of aircraft in their fleet. Number 14. Israel. Israel's got a budget of $17 billion with 160,000 frontline personnel, 4,170 tanks, 684 aircraft, and 5 submarines. In absolute numbers, Israel has a small army, but with mandatory military service, a large percentage of the population is prepared for military service. Given its history of being surrounded by aggressive neighbors, Israel also has a large fleet of tanks, aircraft, and attack helicopters. Number 13. Taiwan. Budget $10.7 billion, 290,000 active frontline personnel, 2,005 tanks, 804 total aircraft, and 4 submarines. Taiwan is threatened by China, which has plans to invade and recapture the island. As a result, Taiwan has focused on developing its military for defense. They have the 5th highest number of attack helicopters on the list and a relatively large fleet of aircraft and tanks. Number 12. Egypt. Budget $4.4 billion, 468,500 active frontline personnel, 4,624 tanks, 1,107 total aircraft, and 4 submarines. The Egyptian military is one of the oldest and largest armed forces in the Middle East. It receives substantial financial assistance from the United States and has the 5th largest tank fleet in the world. It has more than 1,000 Planck Mass 1A1 Abrams tanks, many of which are in storage and have never been used. Egypt also has a relatively large air force. Number 11. Pakistan. Budget $7 billion, 617,000 active frontline personnel, 2,924 tanks, 914 total aircraft, and 8 submarines. The Pakistani military is one of the largest forces in the world when it comes to active personnel. Credit Suisse also credits the country for having large fleets of tanks, aircraft, and attack helicopters. In addition, Pakistan is believed to be building nuclear weapons fast enough to have the world's 3rd largest nuclear arsenal within the next decade. Number 10. Turkey. The budget $18.2 billion, 410,500 active frontline personnel, 3,778 tanks, 1,020 total number of aircraft, and 13 submarines. The Turkish armed forces are one of the largest in the Eastern Mediterranean. Although lacking an aircraft carrier, only 5 countries on Credit Suisse's list have more submarines than Turkey. Additionally, the country can claim an impressively large tank fleet and numerous aircraft and attack helicopters. Turkey is also a committed participant in the F-35 program. Number 9. United Kingdom. Budget $60.5 billion, 146,980 active frontline personnel, 407 tanks, 936 total aircraft, and 10 submarines. Although the United Kingdom reduced the number of its armed forces by 20% between year 2010 and year 2018, they continue to project their power around the world. In year 2020, the Royal Navy commissioned the aircraft carrier HMS Queen Elizabeth, which has a flight deck of 4.5 acres and will carry 40 Joint Strike Fighter F-35Bs worldwide. Number 8. Italy. Budget $34 billion, 320,000 active frontline personnel, 586 tanks, 760 total aircraft, and 6 submarines. The Italian Army ranked very highly in the Credit Suisse report due to the country's ownership of 2 active aircraft carriers. In addition to a relatively large fleet of submarines and attack helicopters in the country, these carriers drastically bolstered Italy's rating. Number 7. South Korea. Budget $62.3 billion, 624,465 active frontline personnel, 2,381 tanks, 12 total aircraft, and 13 submarines. South Korea has had no choice but to maintain a large and capable army in the face of potential North Korean aggression. In light of these circumstances, South Korea has a number of submarines, attack helicopters, and active personnel. The country also has numerous tanks and the 6th largest air force in the world. Number 6. France. Budget $62.3 billion, 202,761 active frontline personnel, 423 tanks, 1,264 total aircraft, and 10 submarines. The French Army is relatively small but highly trained, professional, and capable of projecting force. The country has a nearly new aircraft carrier, The Charles de Gaulle, and France regularly participates in military deployments throughout Africa to help stabilize governments and fight extremism. Number 5. India. Budget $50 billion, 1,325,000 active frontline personnel, 6,464 tanks, 1905 total aircraft, and 15 submarines. India is one of the largest military powers on the planet. It has the most active personnel of any country except China and the United States, as well as the most tanks and aircraft of any country except the United States, China, or Russia. India also has access to nuclear weapons. Number 4. Japan. Budget $41.6 billion, 247,173 active frontline personnel, 678 tanks, 1613 total aircraft, and 16 submarines. In absolute numbers, the Japanese military is relatively small. However, the country is very well equipped. According to Credit Suisse, it has the 4th largest submarine fleet on the list. Japan also has 4 aircraft carriers, although these vessels are only equipped with helicopter fleets. Japan also has the 4th largest fleet of attack helicopters, behind China, Russia, and the United States. Number 3. China. Budget $216 billion, 2,333,000 active frontline personnel, 9,150 tanks, 2,860 total aircraft, and 67 submarines. The Chinese military has rapidly grown in size and capability over the past few decades. In terms of gross manpower, it is the largest military in the world. It also has the 2nd largest tank fleet behind Russia and the 2nd largest submarine fleet behind the United States. China has also made rapid progress in its military modernization program and is now developing a range of potentially game-changing military technologies, including ballistic missiles and 5th-generation aircraft. Number 2. Russia. Budget $84.5 billion, 766,055 active personnel on the front lines, 15,398 tanks, 3,429 total airplanes, and 55 submarines. Russia is undoubtedly the 2nd most powerful military power in the world. They have the largest fleet of tanks in the world, the 2nd largest fleet of airplanes after the USA, and the 3rd largest fleet of submarines after the USA and China. The Kremlin's military spending has increased by almost a third since 2008, and it is expected to grow by 44% more in the next 3 years. Russia has also demonstrated its ability to project its forces abroad by deploying soldiers to Syria. Number 1. United States of America. Budget $601 billion, 1,400,000 active frontline personnel, 8,848 tanks, 13,892 total number of aircraft, and 72 submarines. Despite sequestration and other spending cuts, the United States spends more money on defense $601 billion than the other 9 countries in the Credit Suisse Index combined. The biggest conventional military advantage America has is its fleet of 10 aircraft carriers. For comparison, India, which is building its 3rd carrier, has the 2nd largest number of carriers in the world. The U.S. also has by far the most aircraft of any country, cutting-edge technology like the Navy's new railguns, a large and well-trained human force, and that's not even counting the world's largest nuclear arsenal. Let me know in the comments what you think about this ranking. And if you enjoyed the video even just a little bit, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more similar content. See you next time.